Back home, farmers on the mid-north coast of New South Wales received a lending hand this Christmas. From floods to fires, Aussie hay runners have been rolling the trucks, fending plenty of feed for our farmers in a crisis. Joining me live now is Linda Widdop from Aussie Hay Runners. Linda, thanks for joining me again. Tell us about your work. What about the latest hay runs we've seen?
Hey, Trudy, thanks for having me on. Yes, we've been really busy with the hay runs this year. It's been pretty huge with the floods that around the Kempsey, Taree, mid-coast area had. Most of my truck drivers were running, well, pretty much been up there for the last 6 months, helping out our farmers. So it's been a crazy 6 months.
Yeah, it has. And I also saw you doing work in Bulahdelah too. They were dealing with that bushfire around the same time as we then saw that flooding.
Yeah, we did. Look, unfortunately, it's a horrible thing, bushfire, because it sort of takes away everything. But Bulahdelah really only had a lot of scrubland burnt. There was maybe half a dozen farmers that were affected in that immediate area, but there are a few extras down the coast a little bit further down that will need some help, which we will get down there to them very soon.
And Linda, tell us how big a difference that one load of donated hay can make for a farm who needs it.
Oh, Trudy, when they're in these situations and, there's just devastation. That's what it is. You've got people that are pulling cattle out of rivers and watching cattle get washed away and things like that. When the animals are distressed, the first thing they need is something, in their bellies. So when, we rock up with a truckload of hay and the truck driver, the farmer sees the truck coming, it's just one that the farmers are exhausted because they're just flat out doing what they're doing to try and keep their animals alive. But the other thing is, majority of them do lose their feed, like all their bales of silage and things got washed down rivers. So these truckloads of hay are life-saving to these people.
And how do you go in finding the growers to donate the feed and also the truckies that are the lifeblood of the work you do?
Look, I'm very blessed. I've got all the same boys that have been with me since 2019. We do have a lot of farmers that grow for us, so we are able to purchase hay at a reasonable rate, and we're very lucky. We get a lot of donations, so that's what sort of keeps us going.
Yeah, and you yourself this year I saw recognised for your work as a volunteer for the local Bush Hero Awards and others. What does it mean to you to be recognised for this work? We know volunteering in this country is a pretty unsung business and people don't always put their hand up to receive recognition.
Look, I'm very humbled by it. It's a huge honour, but at the end of the day, it takes my whole team, to get us where we are. It's not just one person; it's a whole lot of us. But I couldn't see myself doing anything else. There's just so many disastrous things happening that being recognised for them it's absolutely awesome. But you just I just want to keep pushing through and do what I do.
Yeah, it's such an Aussie spirit, isn't it? Understated, doing the right thing, even when it takes up so much of your time. Heading into next year, give us a sense of where are the areas in Australia that are struggling at the moment for farmers? Where are the areas we should be targeting support?
Okay, so at this point in time, we will be going back to the mid-coast because those people are still fairly, some are flooded and they were flooded and they still need recovery. Then there are some that were now fire affected, which, the boys will run up there. But Kempsey, the people there, they got flooded 3 times, a lot of them. So they lost everything. So over the next, probably 3 to 6 months, we will just keep, topping them up and helping them along as needed because it is the recovery that takes up the next lot of time.
Yeah. It is, and it's a never-ending job, isn't it? There's always another area of the country that needs support. Linda Widdop from Aussie Hay Runners. Really appreciate your time and have a Merry Christmas. I hope you get a nice break.
Thanks, Trudy. You too. Thank you so much.